Rapsody.
Yes.
Let's talk about a rapid ass rapper.
Yes.
Okay.
That is accurate.
Let's talk about Rapsody. Okay, we've been putting
Okay.
this off for a while. Rapsody
Yes.
came out last month. Um, but we really wanted to talk about it because it's very important as far as I'm concerned. Rhapsody is a dope artist. I feel like that goes without saying, but I will say it anyway. Um, and she's so talented. She's such a great rapper. Like I had a good time listening to her album.
Same. And yes, Rhapsody is one of the people who, uh, one of the women who raps like a dude. And when I say that, I mean she does not grab the mic and try to sound girly or dress in short skirts
Right.
and do the mini skirt little Kim pose on album covers and posters. No. She comes in, she busts in the door like a nigga, and the lyrics and the cadence are one and the same with that same type of vibe, energy, etc. Um
And she makes it clear. She makes it clear that whatever is going on over there, none of her business. She is here to provide real rap, and that is that. I feel like the press tour that she went on, she made it very clear like there's room for me to be a woman in the rap game and rap how I want to rap and be able to contend with the best of the
yeah,
best
yeah.
and also deliver a message. And it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. It doesn't have to be wrapped in a pretty pink bow. It doesn't have to be skin revealing or anything like that. She makes it very clear that like her version of rap, her version of hip hop is very much necessary, and I appreciate that she comes out and she's very confident in that. And you know,
Yeah, same. So yeah, it's been a while. Rhapsody's album dropped May 17th. Um, we kept saying we were going to review it, and then we didn't because sometimes there was just other pressing news and wild stuff to report on. And then also, I'll be honest, I wanted to get a refresher before we jumped in here
yeah,
because I didn't want to just come in here and be like, man, it was cool. Man, it was good. That's
right,
all I got.
right.
Um, so the album is called Please Don't Cry.
Mm-hmm.
This is her second album. Excuse me.
Got some really interesting features on there.
Yeah, there are features. Well, first of all, she got Mrs. Cosby up here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Felicia Rashad,
sprinkled throughout.
she is sprinkled throughout. She intros the whole project, and you hear her throughout the project, which is really interesting. I have such a complicated like relationship with Felicia Rashad because you know that
Oh,
one.
you know her? I'm kidding.
You know that
Yes,
one time she came out and defended that one guy, and then I was like, I don't know, like what are you, what is you doing?
yes. Um, Rhapsody called all the singer friends, all the singer friends that she has, and said, "Hey,
Listen,
come sing on my
including
album."
including this one,
Yeah, including that one.
including this one right here,
Yeah,
my personal fave,
yeah,
Miss Badu.
yeah.
Okay, all right, just had to do it, had to do it for the one time.
Oh, no doubt.
Um,
So, what did you think about this album? Because I'm gonna get into the guitars, like you say.
You know, okay, so first of all, I've already started talking about what I thought of the album. Was that insufficient? And yes, you are going to get into the guitars and the instrumentation and oh, this and whatever. Like, just so. I'm just, oh my gosh. No, I.
Nah, because last album review we did, you was like, all right, let me just talk quick though, because you're gonna get into the guitars and all the artistry of it. I just want to get my thoughts out real quick, and then you could do all the things you do. And I was like, oh, okay,
Well, because I
okay.
was over here like, this is how it made me feel. and I knew that I would say that. And then afterwards, you would be like, but did you hear the string quartet in the background?
I
And
never say any
and
of
did
that.
you notice that the drums were just so, and as Kendrick would say, A minor.
A
That's you.
minor.
That is you.
Yep.
You be like, and I can totally hear that Metro Boomin was the one who, like, okay, we know you
Where's
know
my
music.
daughter? BBL Drizzy.
We know you know music. No, but seriously, well, I feel like I already said a lot, but the features, I thought the features were great. As I said, I love me some Erica Badu, and I'm not trying to put it back up. I'm just trying to fix my camera. I love me some Erica Badu, and so it was nice to hear her. Also, they did the sample of "You Got Me." It's not even a thumbs up.
That's that iPhone.
They did the sample of "You Got Me," which I enjoyed. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I know this.
I know this.
I know this. Um, yeah, I just feel like it was. I feel like the album was very carefully done. Um, I feel like it was put together in a very cohesive way, and she got some stuff off her chest. She has some things to say, and she said them.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I feel like I was put on to Rhapsody late. Like I didn't when her first album came out, I didn't know about her. I learned about her later, but
Okay.
I just think she's super dope and such a such a easy listen, but not in the way that um not in the way that like I don't know. I feel like we called. I know I'm always bringing up Beyonce, but it's the only album that comes to mind right now. I'm like trying to think of the most recent albums that we've talked about, and that was the one that popped into my head. But I feel like one of the things that was said about Cowboy Carter was that it was an easy album to listen to.
Okay.
Um, so I'm trying to give an example of something that I think is completely different from what I'm trying to say. Um, I think it was easy to listen to in the sense that I don't know, something about Rhapsody is like super calming. Something about hearing her speak her truths and doing it well and rapping in a way that, like, let's be honest, who sounds who sounds like that? I'm not talking about the guys, but I'm just saying, like, who?
But even the guys, there's a lot of guy rappers who they can't hang with rap.
You're right. You're right, but I just feel like not a lot of people sound like that today. Um, a lot of artists are chasing fame, and that's fine. That's not a knock. That's just the game.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
Um, but a result of chasing fame often is that your sound is a very
Uh-oh.
specific type.
Oh, okay. If it completely froze, I couldn't hear you or see you. I thought it cut out.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that sometimes a symptom of chasing fame is your sound is very similar, or it's very common, or it's very pop. It's
Yeah.
very, you know what I mean? And I feel like Rhapsody is not chasing any of that with her
Right.
music. She's just making music. Like, she just clearly wants to make good music. And I'm trying to think of like specific songs. Obviously, the sample off of "You Got Me," the song with Erica Badu, I loved. Um, "Stand Tall." "Stand Tall" had come out before that was one of the singles.
Yeah, it was the
I like
third singer.
I
Hmm.
like "Stand Tall." Um, I'm trying to think. I really didn't listen to it, and I listened to it about 5 times. I really didn't have any songs that I was like, I need to skip this. I listened all the way through, and that's what I mean when I say it was an easy listen for me. I didn't feel like there any skips or anything like that. It's like a sound I didn't know that I needed,
Okay.
but I understand why I needed it. Like, because it's just not. We get more of the wannabes and the Sunday service, the Sunday services these days than we get like Stand Tall.
Right.
So I think that that's, as someone who started when I was a teenager, like, hip hop meant something very different. I think hip hop was something very different,
Hmm.
and I think Rhapsody makes me nostalgic for that time.
Okay.
Because yeah, there was, oh, everybody's chasing a hit, right? But it wasn't like it is now. Like, you can still weed out all of that and still find like really solid, like a rapping ass rapper. so
Yes. Yes.
so yeah, I mean, I bring the ethos, and now I think it's ethos. And now you come in and you tell us about all of the drums
Well.
and how she said that she was going to smack somebody, and then how she said, because you remember all the words too. I don't remember all the words that I heard. So, so
Well.
here's the real review, guys. It's
You
starting
gave a,
now.
you gave a real review. Don't say that.
I'm
Yeah,
joking.
you gave a good review.
Thank you. I'm joking. I mean, no, I think I have something to offer. Let me be clear, okay? We bring different things to the table. That's why it's important for us to do this together. Go
Right. You've
ahead.
got the eyes.
All
That's a
right.
callback, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So um I think this project is going to put Rhapsody in a different category. And what I mean by that is I think this is going to be a pivotal project for Rhapsody. And the reason I say that is because I think that I don't want to speak on behalf of women. This is my thought. I don't have factual evidence. I
Uh-huh.
have not discussed this with other women, but this is my personal thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone as lyrical and bold and almost old school hip hop style as Rhapsody is hard for people who are listening to all the women we just spoke about: Meg, Cardi, Glorilla, Flo Millie, even Lotto. I think in a world of those being the women in rotation, I think it's hard for someone like a Rhapsody to go into the women playlist, right? And I'm saying that on the consumer side. I don't mean the artist side. I don't mean the label. I mean like the women with their, I wouldn't like this, but it's more like this now with headphones. With their headphones on, just, jamming out on the move, etc. Um, because in the past, it has not been super feminine, super introspective. Um, it's been more conscious, more more about bravado, more about lyrical content. And then there's some shaking ass in there sprinkled in, But I think on this album, Rhapsody got a lot into her feminine energy, as the internet loves to say. I hate that term, but I think it applies here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see more of Rhapsody's girly side, more of her emotional side, more of what she is going through internally. And I think that makes her more relatable to women with some of the same struggles.
I see.
As opposed to saying, like, on her first album, like, yeah, I'm trying to be more of a Nina Simone artist than some of these other artists. That's cool and that's true and that's clear. But I think that the women hearing this project, hearing you speaking about being there for your sick family member, hearing you be heartbroken, hearing your own fears, hearing your struggles with relationships, having the song where she's telling her homegirl, yo man, I need you to hold me accountable. I'm messing up. Look, this nigga's calling me right now. I think those things are going to make women more open to hearing this Rhapsody album than some of her work in the past. Not saying her work was not good. Not saying Rhapsody does not have fans who are women. I'm just saying that I think this emotional, introspective, open album, this sort of therapy session, I think it opens you up to more women, uh, more of a women-based audience. Yeah, niggas like to bump Rhapsody. It sounds like some Wu-Tang shit. It sounds like something where, yo, I love lyrics. I love conscious hip hop. Rhapsody gives me that. Yeah, that was here. There was so much more on this album.
Yeah.
She said in one of her interviews that she wanted to be more personal on this album,
And
and
she
she
was.
did that tenfold. And that's what I'm saying. I think the fact that she was able to do that and she was able to open up herself also opens her up to another kind of fan base. And as LL Cool J showed us in the 90s, women buy albums, women spend money on the artists that they like. And I think this also shows the range that she has as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be harder now for people who are haters, people who are stuck on like the industry checklist
Mm-hmm.
of image and bodies
Yeah.
and the way you're branded to the public and the way your single sounds. I think this album kind of moves her into a bigger space.
Yeah.
Because we know if you're the person who raps about growing up listening to Wu Tang, well, then everyone's going to think, oh, yeah, that's the person who raps about listening to Wu Tang, right? Dash told us Erica Badu is her favorite. All Dash does is talk about Erica Badu. She don't do anything else. Like Logic. Even though Logic does a lot of stuff, Logic has built this reputation. And I say that because I've even mentioned him recently, where Logic raps about being biracial, and that's kind of what people put him in this box of all he does is talk about being biracial. That's not true. Logic does a bunch of stuff. He doesn't have a 15 song project of 15 I'm biracial songs. That's not what happens.
Yeah.
And so I think the same way he's put in a box, Rhapsody has been put in a box, like many people are put in a box. And I think
Mm-hmm.
she's able to break out of that shell and open herself up to more audiences with this type of album. It's a great album.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's not a lot, excuse me. There's a few sample flips. As you mentioned, one of them. There's a couple others. There's some like re-singing of other people's hooks and kind of
Yeah.
twisting them a little to fit what she was doing. I think she has a wide range of sounds.
Yeah.
I think she has a wide range of topics. Um, and I think she still was able to be Rhapsody. I don't think this was like, oh man, who am I listening to? I've never heard. I don't even know who I'm listening to. No, it was still delivered in the Rhapsody tone, in the same way she is lyrically. It was the same style.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same type of cadences, flows. She stood true to who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Why you looking like that? Because I'm getting into the guitars now.
Yes.
Yeah. She still stood who she was. A lot of times when artists experiment, just yesterday we spoke
Mm-hmm.
about Drake and all the experimenting he's been doing. That you spoke about that yesterday. I think a lot of times when artists do that,
Mm-hmm.
fans often feel like, oh man, so and so lost themselves. They're not the same artist anymore. I don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that way as a Rhapsody fan. I felt like, oh, this is just Rhapsody digging deeper into her artistry and really, uh
Level of growth.
yeah, a level of growth, but I was gonna say really pushing the boundaries
Mm-hmm.
of what she does with her art. Because again, it's not that these things were not there before, but this is a full scale 22 song album, and she gets to it. She's talking about everything. Um,
Is talking about everything.
yeah, I mean, she spoke about family, sexuality, heartbreak, relationships, finances, friends. I mean, leave no stone unturned, right? That's the saying.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't. She did it all.
Yeah.
Including letting y'all know.
Stay out of
No,
her business.
oh, that's not what I was gonna say, but
Oh,
yes, she
okay.
did. Oh, that was a little hypocritical because she said stay out my business and told us all her business. That was a little hypocritical. But
Yeah,
yes,
but
she
people should
did.
be able to control what they share about their
Oh yeah,
lives.
I'm all
So
about that. Yeah, I agree 100%.
so it's okay. It's okay for you to divulge what you want to divulge and hold back what you want to hold back.
Absolutely. I
Um,
agree 100% and practice that myself.
right.
But what I
Um,
was gonna say is not that motorcycle. What I was gonna say
just one
is,
on my side too.
oh, they out here. It's nice outside.
Mm,
Um, what I was gonna say is she made sure to let the lady rappers know y'all don't give Little Kim enough credit because y'all are
yeah.
her sons.
Yes, she did.
And
Yeah.
I said, ooh, Rhapsody, be careful now, girl. They're not gonna like that one.
Yeah, and she's talked about it too, and on her
Yeah,
press run, she's discussed that. And listen, I do think that I'm not saying they have to do anything, but I do think that there is something to be said about considering where what was or considering the history
yeah,
and you know yeah, it's true. A lot of people wouldn't be around if it wasn't for those who came before them. So
yes.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm sure you know, some of the girls might not like that.
Well, they're gonna have to keep it to themselves because they don't want to
Want that
come
smoke.
at Rhapsody. No, they don't. This is a different kind of smoke.
But I also wanted to say you mentioned her talking about like taking care of a sick family member and death, and I I hate when I I hate when I listen to things and then we don't talk about it that day because that was something that stood out to me, and I remember thinking to myself, I want to talk about this when we talk about her album because the part where she talks about the sick family member and she talks about like dealing with death, I believe it was her grandmother. Um, that really that really hit home for me. Um, like not to divulge too much of my personal business, but um, now I can't even remember what the line was that she said in the little like skit that um they did, but it made me think about myself, and it did give me a moment of introspection because I feel like I don't process death properly. um I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, and I just feel like I kind of like shove it down and like put it away, and I thought this was super um something about that was very therapeutic for me. And
Okay.
like, hearing it, I was like, now that's how you now that's how you deal with things. Like you actually face them and, kind of manage through them rather than, not dealing with them at all or ignoring it. So um that's something that stuck with me. So I totally hear what you're saying and understand, when you say that she was so introspective and it allows for other people to um she's kind of letting us in a way, and it becomes, when an artist does go that deep, it becomes a lot more transactional than just I'm listening to your music and, critiquing your music or something like that. It becomes more personal. And I
Yeah.
do feel like listening to it, like it did become very personal to me. And that was, if nothing else, that was the part that I was like, oh my gosh, like that, okay,
Yeah.
like
The
I needed to hear
relatability
this.
factor. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I needed to hear this, and so it resonated with me.
Yeah, the relatability factor in music often is what resonates with people. It's not just that, man, you heard what he said? Mayonnaise colored Benz, I push miracle whips. Whoa, that's super fly.
Mhm.
It's also when you're saying, like, you know, stuff that's just honest. Like, as much as we speak about Drake in a critical way up here, there's a reason Marvin's Room is such a big record. Plenty of people have felt like, mad that you're with another person. F them. Forget about them. Come rock with me again. It's very relatable. Whether it's toxic or not is another conversation, but the relatability factor is high.
Yeah.
Many people have been in a situation, in a circumstance where I miss the person I'm no longer with. I know they're with someone else, and I don't give a F. I want them to come back home. You know what I'm saying? Relatively speaking, not literally home. And so many people
Hold
have felt
on, we're
that. So
going
when you hear
home.
what?
Another Drake song. Just hold on, we're going home.
Oh, we're coming home. Yeah, yeah. Um. So when you hear Drake singing "fuck that nigga that you love so much," it sounds really weird and toxic. But actually, we've all been like, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Oh,
fuck that
Marvin's
nigga,
Room was
man.
a vibe. Like, let's.
That's my point. So, but it's not just because
That's
of
what
the
I asked so.
right. It's not just because of the beat. You know what I'm saying? It's not just because it has a nice beat or because Drake recorded a girl illegally on a answering machine or whatever.
Are you drunk
That's
right
not
now?
why. Right. That's not why. Because I mean, that's cool. All of that is cool, but that's not the part people love. So I'm just saying that relatability matters. That's what resonates. There's a reason why a song like Change by Tupac is still so impactful today
Yeah.
because it's all
Yeah.
still extremely relatable. And I think that is a big reason why this album is going to be so impactful for her career.
Mhm.
Because even if she never, well, I don't think she'll never do it again, but even if Rhapsody chooses to limit the amount of introspection moving forward, we know that it's something in her utility belt
Yeah.
and it's something that she will, call upon when needed.
Yeah.
People will be looking for that. The same way they look for it from Drake. There's people who only listen to Drake for his introspective raps.
Yeah. I mean, and I know this is not about Drake, but I think you raise a really good point with
Mhm.
him, is that one of the reasons why we have a hard time with his I mean we as a culture have a hard time with his music these days, I think, is because we can't relate to his music the way we used to. It's not the same. Like now it's like his Rolexes and like his real rich guy stuff that, and yet paying for BBLs and things like that. That's not super relatable, even
Because
though
that's what he
we would
chooses to
like to.
speak about. He's a father. I'm sure there are struggles as a father. He's a single guy who's about to be 40. There's a lot of stuff Drake can rap about. He just
Of
chooses not
course.
to. So
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like he grew distant from us as fans, as his audience,
Yeah,
he
because he's trying to keep a younger audience. That's why.
right, but what he's done in doing that is create a distance between like the millennials who could relate to him, who
Yeah.
are about the same age as him and grew up on his music. He's created distance. So whatever, it's not about Drake. But Rhapsody's album was dope, and I definitely something that I will continue to listen to. So